Nothing compared to our family trips. My uncle shook hands with the manly grip. All this hand-me-down.
Thank you for having me.
I know you were here not too long ago. Somebody just out here in the audience reminded me a couple years ago you was here or something like that for a show, but we appreciate you coming back.
It's always a pleasure coming.
So listen, first of all, let me say this. I'm from Detroit.
Nice.
Okay, so
Gotta talk about that later.
We got to talk about that because you represent 313 all the time. I lived over by Cody High School, so over there.
West Side.
Yeah, West Side. So you put on for Detroit everything that you do, man, and I think that's a wonderful thing because you back there is hard right now. You know, if you're in some areas, a lot of areas, that's going through it. Why is it important for you to represent the city as much as you do?
Once I started traveling, I realized, number one, the kind of reputation that my city gets.
Yeah.
And I realized that every little bit of positivity helps to shape the perception of how people see Detroit. You know, so when you think of Detroit, you think of violence, you think of, the recent bankruptcy, you think of all things bad. But there's a lot of things great about my city. There's a lot of great artists coming. There's always been a lot of great artists.
Always.
Motown.
So cold in the D.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it's so easy to push that negative line. Somebody has to take the steps to make it a positive thing. And then also, I came up in the era where it was unheard of to be a signed artist from Detroit. It was unheard of. Like when I told my dad and my mom that I wanted to pursue a career as a recording artist, they looked at me like I had a booger on my face.
Yeah, they're like, what are you doing?
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, it was unheard of because it was like taboo. It was like we had Esham who was like killing it on the underground.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we didn't have anybody on TV
On it,
like
right,
that. So,
representing, yeah.
So Marshall went on and got his deal with Dr. Dre, and that was like a first. And then I eventually got mine, and then D12, and then Slum Village, and then pretty much everybody who I met at the hip-hop shop ended up getting record deals. And we didn't utilize that time to unify. Like we used that time to compete with each other, beef with each other, and the city itself took a hit because of it. So now that's why I always try to make sure that I push unity.
That's awesome.
Unity.
Shout out Big Sean as well doing this thing.
That's fine.
And now moving to the song Boblo Boat. I got to talk about that because I grew up going to Boblo Island. If you don't know anything about Detroit, man, you got to see the video directed by J. Cole featuring him. Where did that come from, man? What made you do something? Did you wake up one morning and miss the place, or you wanted to go? How did that come about?
Yeah, I've been spending like a lot of time in the studio because I built a studio called Heaven Studios in Detroit.
Okay.
I had it for like a year. So, anybody who knows me or follows me knows that I love to record. Like, that's what I like to do. I like to record. Let me see. You
like some good R&B music?
Eating food, having sex, recording. Recording is probably number one, and then having sex, and then eating food.
And then eating food.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what I like to do. So I've been spending like a lot of time in the studio. So when you're in there and you're just chilling, you don't have nobody in there telling you that you got to leave.
Right.
Or, like a new session is coming in. No new session is coming in. This is my place.
It's your place. It's all
no
you.
No windows, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I just chill in there, and then I start just getting these memories. After I'm in there on hour 72, right. I start getting these memories. Like I start thinking about things that happened to me as a kid. How do I feel about these things? And I just pull up a beat and I just start talking about it.
That's so cool. You're one of the best that does it for sure. And I just noticed on your Twitter page, a lot of your fans give you a lot of love and tell you how underrated you are. Use that word. Do you like that word, underrated? Or do you embrace that spot? Because you are, and I'm sure these people here in the room would agree, you're the MC's, favorite MC that no one talks about a lot or, puts in the forefront or whatever it is. How would you see that? Do you embrace that underrated tag? Because you're dope. I know you're dope. He knows he's dope.
Well,
I know you know you're dope, man.
Thank you, man. Listen, man.
You're humble too, right?
Yeah, I appreciate the context in which they're using it.
Sure.
Like when they mean well when they say that. But it gets a little, the lines get a little blurry at times because like it's very difficult to be in a spot where that everybody else's favorite rapper is secretly behind the scenes calling me the best, but won't publicly say it. Knowing how much that would help me. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff bothers me sometimes.
Sure.
But it's like people are waiting. They're waiting for me to score a certain amount of points before they come out of their shell. But I mean, yo, man, lyrically, there is no competition.
Straight up, nobody wants it with you, right?
None.
Y'all heard that here. I don't know if you heard it first. No, you've been saying that forever. Okay, so let's talk about. We'll get to the album in a minute, but Prime, we got to talk about that because the second one just dropped. You and Preem together on this album, incredible, man. I love this project. The concept behind it, just kind of like the old with the new, if you will, or classics with the with the style.
It just kind of ended up being that, just because of the people that are involved. You're always gonna have like a classic element whenever Preem is involved in something.
No question.
I mean, his style of beat making, he pretty much architected, the golden era of hip hop.
No question.
Sound, arguably, you know what I mean? So he's gonna continue to do him, and then I'm gonna continue to rhyme how I'm rhyming today. Like, it's very difficult for me to say I'm gonna rhyme on some old school shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm gonna just rap how I rap, you know what I mean? And it just, when it comes together, I think that's the beauty of making that kind of call, where it's like, yo, let's get together, and then I think what comes out of it will be helpful for the culture.
Sure.
Because it'll have so many elements of, our long careers, and, like Preem's long, illustrious career of never conforming, never having to change.
He just did what exactly
he doesn't change the way he looks. He doesn't change anything. He just transcends just doing what he does. And I think that's amazing, because this is a tough business, man. It's tough. It's a tough business. So it comes across in the music.
You can totally tell on that album. And then now you got Book of Ryan coming.
Yeah.
Right? What's the date on that? May
4th. May 4th, yeah.
So that's around the corner. What? Tell me a little bit about the process.
Around the corner for you, man.
Okay. You've been waiting for this one.
Man, it seemed like it's taking forever.
Okay, talk to me a little bit. I want to talk about your recording process. First of all, is it easy? Does it come to you easily? When you hear a beat, you feel like you're walking down the street, or it goes, a scenario, something, does that come to you? And then secondly, do you have like a vault of songs? Like Prince, like when he died, he has these songs. If something were to happen to you, God forbid, is there a bunch of music that we can hear from Royce?
Yeah, you could probably sell music for about 10 years.
Seriously?
Seriously.
You record that much. You love it that much.
I love it that much.
And there's a lot of hip-hop artists that don't love it that much nowadays, it seems, right?
Yeah, either they never loved it, or something in this business affected them. And it the love for the music took a hit as a result of whatever it was that happened to them.
Got you.
That's how this business is. It's wicked, man. It's a wicked business.
Dumb. Let's talk about the single. That's a great song.
Yeah.
With a message. You're trying to get a message across. How did that come across? Were you watching something or seeing something out there, looking at the game and just, from an eagle eye, and it's like, I'm going to address this?
I keep people in the studio that like to talk.
You mean gossip or? Okay.
Nah. I would never ever admit to gossiping.
No, not gossip.
As much as we gossip, I would never admit to gossip.
That's funny.
But I keep people in the studio who like to have barbershop talk. I think it's really healthy for the creative process. Just to have people in there just to, challenge you, or, somebody who always thinks they know everything. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact checkers.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So we always have these conversations in the studio. And the concept of everything bad in the industry and everything that's dumb in the industry is constantly coming up. So when I pulled that beat up and I kept hearing that sample in there, and it sounded like the sample was saying dumb. I still to this day don't know if the sample was saying dumb.
Sounds like dumb to me.
It's dumb now. It's
dumb.
forever dumb now.
Right.
It's dumb now. I made it dumb. You know what I mean? But I don't know if that's what it says. I would have to ask X1. Like, yo, is this sample?
Right.
But it was one of those things I heard it, and it was like, it sounds like this is saying dumb. And then it just it jogged my brain, and it started to talk about all of the things that I felt were dumb. And I could have rapped forever on that topic.
You could forever.
Yeah. But I wanted to work with Boogie, West Side Boogie. I'm a huge fan of his.
Shout out West Side Boogie, yeah.
Yeah, so and that came together super organic.
Dope song. Now,
thank you.
Let's talk about the tour. If you're gonna go on tour or something, do you plan on coming on a tour or something? We got to talk about that. Hopefully, you're coming back to Sac.
Yeah, we going on a Prime tour in May.
Ooh.
May, I believe the first date is May 30th. But
That's
we're starting
major.
We're starting out with major markets. I think that they said. I think we're starting out with certain markets that we're hitting, and then we're going to expand on the tour from there. And then I'm also going to go on a solo tour too. Like, I want to do both. I want to do both this year. I want to really be able to, because there's certain songs from off my album that I'm not going to be able to do on the Prime set.
Got you.
Just because we got 2 Prime albums. So it's
Right.
like Preem like, yo, let's do one of the hardest. And I'm like, nah, let's do Bob Lou. You know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
wanna
I don't
do-
want to
yeah.
be that guy. You know what I mean? So
Rocket is my favorite, by the way. This is one of my
thank
favorite.
you, man. Thank
Love
you.
that track.
I like that one because it's easy to memorize.
I just love the feel of it. Like the feel is just.
Yeah, it takes you. It's
All right, do we got to wrap up? We got to wrap. Oh man, I could talk to you forever, man. Royce the 5'9". Again, the new album. What you said? The
5'4", Book of
5'4",
Ryan,
Book of
5'4", all
Ryan.
platforms.
You
Yeah.
got any features on there? That you can talk
I
about?
do have some features. I got J. Cole. I can't tell all the features yet. I'm gonna announce them on my IG. All y'all follow me on IG. I'm gonna announce it within the next couple of days. I already got it in my mind. I'm gonna play another one of the songs. I'm gonna just wait till I get a haircut.
Is
Wait
it
till I
is
get
it
a
crazy
haircut.
though? Like your collabs are they? I mean,
It's the most features I've ever had on a solo album, for sure.
Slaughterhouse people. I mean, anybody from. You can't talk. Okay. I know. I'm just saying.
You know how hard it is to get Slaughterhouse to rap on something right now.
Shout out Slaughterhouse. Shout out Royce 5'9". Y'all show him some love and appreciation for
Thank
coming
y'all.
by.
Thank you so much.
Make sure you go get the album Book of Ryan. Appreciate you coming by.